Hello, it's Dirt Bike Dave again. Just got this 1966 Montesa, and I believe it's a 175. I'm not sure. It could be a 250. I haven't looked inside the cylinder yet, or haven't checked the model even. But this is originally, I believe it's a lacrosse. It was because of this air scoop that they put out. Now, I don't know why you'd want an air scoop on a front end of a dirt bike to suck more water in, I guess. The other notable, ooh, look at that. 70s drilled out brake pedal. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. An extension on the welded extension on the brake rod. That's neat. The shocks are stuck. Well, you sit on them and they get stuck down. So I'm gonna have to either put new shocks on or investigate why that is happening. Was raced as a flat tracker. Has the right side shifter. Old school. The traditional Spanish amyl carburetor. And it's got a steel tank. I thought most of these were plastic, but this one's steel. And it still has the... Alright, I can lock this up so nobody steals this bike. So it may not be a lacrosse. It may be a Scorpion or something. I think it was a Scorpion that they put back together back then. Just in a cool old... somebody turned it into a flat tracker. And what kind of tires? It's got Goodyears on there. Wow, nice. Old school Goodyears. They don't seem to be cracked. They don't seem to be too bad a shape. They still got some chunk on them. Pipe is, oh boy, Frankenstein. Made of many parts along the way. But it still feels okay. Yeah, it feels okay. Yeah, there's your monoblock Spanish amyl. Cool shit, isn't it? It's got the old CEV coil. So I'm imagining it's a points condenser setup. AMA flat track. Ooh boy. The swing arm looks to be of some made up origin. Yeah, a lot of welding and cutting and fitting and things like that. Oh, the back tire is a little shredded. What is the back tire? Oh boy, don't see. Oh, it's a Goodyear too. Look at that. There you go, Goodyear flat tracker tires. So, this guy didn't skimp on tires at least. But once again, there's a lot of fabrication. I'm not sure. I think they lengthened. Well, maybe not. I thought maybe they had lengthened the swing arm. Maybe, I don't know. It's a little lumpy right there. Like they added on metal to that. They chopped the back of that off because I think the exhaust pipe was originally supposed to run through here, and then there was a mounting there for the chrome exhaust pipe. So it's probably not what I thought it was. I thought at first it was a lacrosse, but I don't believe it is now. But I mean, it's got a front brake on it from hell. That's kind of cool. Yes. It's a double acting. I don't know if you can see it. It's a double acting. Nice. It looks like Bader forks, steel versions of them. I think they're backwards. The drain is on the front. Weird. Okay. That's you could, yeah, you can mount that no, no, that wouldn't work the other way. So I guess that's how they're supposed to be. But they got the chrome stanchions, got the Akron mud grabber rims, which is cool. Mud grabbers are always cool, because if you're racing in mud, why would you ever want to shed weight when you could grab it in here? Seat is a standard, I don't know, flat track issue. I'm going to put some padding on today. I got to clean that top off. Put some padding on it. And I think I'm going to go to the fabric store and see if I can get some leatherette covering for that. And just kind of rivet it all in. Trying to make it look cool. But yeah, I'm not going to mess too much, except with the rear suspension. I got to figure out why you sit down on it and the shocks just stay down. And that's not good. You don't want that. You want them to work. Well, let's take the journey. Well, as per usual, headsets are the most abused part of a motorcycle. And this one is definitely in that category of just being beat to crap. Let me turn on the music a bit. And so kind of here to show you how to put one back together. Two types. You have what is that? I can't think of the name of that. This is a ball bearing one, just like a bicycle. And then they have the cone ones. They last better and they're just much more heavy. They look like a bearing that comes off of a car axle almost. Very similar in scope. And this one is it's pretty beat up, but I think it's usable. You gotta be careful. Man, there's just bearings everywhere. And unfortunately, with bearings, I mean, when you're putting the stacks back in, I cleaned everything up, cleaned all the old grease off. It was shot. So we're gonna go with fresh grease. I like using Lubrico because it doesn't wash out. It's a very stable grease. They use this grease in a lot of the off-road for the U-joints and the CV joints. And okay, top one isn't bad. That one, I think these take approximately 20 bearings per side. And unfortunately, you just can't. I don't know. I tried using rubber gloves or regular gloves, and it just, you don't have the feel that if you would. You just gotta get your hands greasy. So one of the, and I believe that this is a 1/8 inch bearing. I could be wrong, but it looks like an 1/8 inch to me. Round bearings, bicycles and motorcycles, you just kind of look at them, you know which size it is after a while. And the other thing I'm going to do is to make sure that the race, when I put this back together, the top race is pretty beat up. There was literally no oil up here, or no grease. And it was, the headset was loose. This is considered a headset. That's what they kind of call it. And it took a lot, it took a lot of the fore and aft beating. And I'm gonna try to put it in a better area. It's not gonna be perfect. This is after all 50. Come on, do the math, Dave. 56-year-old bike. No, older than that. Man. 58-year-old bike. So yeah, it's been around the blocks a few times, getting its butt kicked. And I try to get a good coat, even coat of grease. This is the race that goes on top here. And yeah, she is pitted. But I'm gonna, because when a motorcycle hitting stuff, the force is going this way. So you wanna, or I wanna put the better side this way. And then hopefully it'll stay put. I mean, it's rolling nice. It's got a little growl to it, not much. It's gonna. Because finding a race for this bike, I mean, I'd have to put a whole new different style headset on it. Oh, the dreaded bottom part. I hate this part. A lot of times those bearings don't want to stay put. They want to fall and fall again and fall some more. It's just a battle of wits. Or twits, one of the two. Okay, I got a good healthy coat in there of grease. And so you put that in there nice and goopy. You're gonna go through a lot of rags with this grease. A lot of it's feel. A lot of it's just I don't know, it's been so difficult at times. I've flipped these bikes, the frames upside down, just to get these doggone bearings to stay put, because it's just, for some reason, especially on hot days, grease it wants to stay liquefied, so the stuff doesn't want to stay put, and you end up fighting that. So yeah, sometimes you got to put it upside down. So I was just trying to try to keep things clean. The older types of grease back in the day, it's weird. You see the history of grease, not the country, the actual product. Back in the day, when they would mix a real fine clay in the grease. Yep. And that would kind of solidify the oil, the heavy oil. Usually when in the refining company, wherever they refine oil, they'll have this like sludgy stuff. They didn't know what to do with it. And so they, some brainiac came up with this idea of putting this red clay in the grease, and an industry was born. Before, a lot of the greases were pretty much the consistency of tar, and back in the day, wagon wheels, a lot of that grease was it was mainly like a tar, and it had no body to it, and it would dry out, and the wheels would lock up. And I think that's it. We got them all. I don't feel any gaps. And that's kind of where the history of grease came from. And kind of interesting. The real, even as late as the 50s and early 60s, that type of grease with the clay in it was still very prevalent. And you know, it wasn't until like the mid 70s they started coming out with clear grease, like this type of grease has got no clay in it at all. It's just probably has emulsifiers and you want to coat the whole steering shaft, get it nice and coated, get everything. The other thing is yeah, more like a lot of times that this dust cup, the dirt will stop right here before it gets into the bike. So, okay, and we use this guy here. This is our adjuster. And this I prefer to use copper slip. Not here, but here, around here and in the threads. And then I put the copper slip on here, so everything goes smoothly and dustly. And I got my robin friends looking for worms again. They always stop here once a day to get some worms from me. Most people go get worms to go fishing. I go get them to feed our robins. Yeah. Okay, this gently slides up. We hit home. Push that back down. Oh, come on. That's what I was afraid of, but that's okay. We'll overcome that, I think. So, and I think today there's still a few companies out there that still make the traditional style greases with the clay in them. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, get in there. Get in there. You mother of 1,000 fathers. Oh boy. Oh man. Everything was going so well up until this point. Why? I should have sanded that part down. That was my fault. Oh, there she is again, waiting on me. Gets hung up on the threads for some reason. Alright. I think we're all back to where we need to be. So, wow, it's getting humid out here today. In Wisconsin, as the Germans would say. So, that's pretty much it right there. All right. Yeah, a little growly, but oh, son of a biscuit. I always hate that. Oh, I wonder if I could pop that out. Yeah, I can. Good. I didn't want to take it all back apart. This is the steering damper thingy down here. Come on. Get on there. You bloody. Why? Now, I had it where it's got one spot. Should go on. There it goes. Yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. You can't put the steering damper on before you put, yeah. It's all in, yeah. So, okay, we got her. Now we gotta put the triple clamps on. Gotta kind of locate it. There. And we put on our wedgie nut. And then we put that on. That's all been coated with copper slip already. So I think we're good there. And it's just a matter of putting the forks, cleaning this garbage up. Putting the forks back on. So there's no, gotta adjust it a little bit more. I just gotta tap that just gently. Got a little bit of movement. Still just a little bit. It's got a few more tappy taps. Let's see. That's the handlebars. I'm feeling down here for movement. This is just the handlebars that are loose on the triple clamp, whatever, connector thingy. So, well, that's pretty much it. That's all you do a headset. This is a matter of tightening everything down, putting the forks in, and tightening this nut down. This is like a jam nut that jams it. This nut locks everything in once it's set, so it won't move. And it's a 13 and a 14. And pretty much everything else. I'll just clean everything up. So, yeah, that's how it's done.